In this video today, part 9, I'm going to be talking about what I was trying to do when I first got clean. And so when I first got clean, I still had a lot of bad habits and feelings and emotions and things that I did while I was using. And just because a person stops using or drinking drugs and alcohol, that doesn't mean that their behavior stopped with it. And so I didn't know that. And so one of the things is that was bothering me inside is I would tell my mentor, why is it that my family doesn't trust me? And I've been clean for over 90 days, 6 months. And he used to tell me, well, what you need to do is you need to build a track record, because you've been using them for how many years? Since the age of 12 to now, the age of 33. And you want from one day to the next for everything to stop. And it doesn't happen like that, is what he told me. He said, stop worrying about what they think and just do what you're supposed to do. And at the end of the day, before you know it, that trust will come. Now, mind you, I had been involved in gangs. I had been involved in getting shot. I've been involved in getting stabbed. I've been involved in getting jumped. And my family went, my mom, not my family, because I don't really have a family, but my mom was the one that went through all of that with me. And so at the end of the day, I always tell people this. If somebody came to you today and said, hey, I got a good deal, give me some money. And you go ahead and you give them the money, and they take off with your money, and then you see them again, and they say, hey, I got another good deal. Let me get your money, and you give them the money, and they take off and don't come back. And the third time they come back and they say, hey, let me get your money. Would you give them your money? And I said, no. So what makes you, this is what my mentor said, what makes you think that your mom is going to stop right now everything and believe that you're going to be goody two-shoes and not do anything wrong? And I said, well, that makes sense. So he said, what you need to do is you need to build a track record, and slowly, when you least expect it, your mom is going to start giving you that trust, slowly but surely, not all at once. And just like he told me that, that's exactly what happened. And so I had continued to do what I had to do to gain my mom's trust. And so I remember the first time my mom gave me her credit card and said, I need you to go pay this bill. My mom had never given me a credit card or any kind of money to pay anything, because anytime she gave me anything, I'd take off with it. And so that told me right there that, hey, you know what? She's starting to trust me. She would lend me the car. I had keys to the house. She would give me the money and credit cards to go pay bills. And that made me feel good. And so I didn't want to mess that up. And so I always said to myself, man, if my mom ever passes away, that'll be the day that I'll pick up drugs again. And so I continued to do right. I continued to do right, and I kept working on myself. I didn't know how to feel my emotions and my feelings and the things that were going on in my life. But I had a mentor that was guiding me through all of this. I remember I had 5 years clean, and I had called here to Vegas, and I asked them, hey, you know what? I've been clean for 5 years. Is there any way that you guys can reinstate me in my parole? And because now I could pass a piss test. Now I'm not getting in trouble. I could do this now. And what they told me is, you've been out in Vegas for a long time without getting in trouble. We're just going to give you a dishonorable discharge. I freaked out. I was like, what? A dishonorable discharge? Can you send me that in writing? And they did. They sent it to me in writing. And I was like, man, this is my chance. Now I can go back to Vegas and I can be a dad to my kids that I haven't been there. And I'll tell you a little bit of that a little bit later, how that all worked out. And I did that. In my next story, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that happened throughout my recovery. More stuff that happened throughout my recovery. So stay tuned for part 10. Bye!